Please put your hands together for Guerschon Yabusele. Here you are, my friend. Good. Here you go.
Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome to Springfield, G.
Thank you.
So I hope you noticed we ordered a gigantic traffic jam for you on the Mass Pike. That was all for you. That's how we roll out the red carpet.
It was pretty tough to get here, yeah.
It's a very slow red carpet.
Exactly.
Now, Guerschon, I'm so curious about your journey because it is, well, it's one of incredible traveling and trust. But I really want to go back to the beginning for you when your first sport was not basketball, and it was not rugby like Aaron Baines. It was boxing.
Yep.
Dude, can you talk to me about the move from boxing to basketball, and who was the first person to turn you on to Dr. Naismith's little round ball?
So actually, that was my father. My father was a boxer, so my whole family started boxing when we were super young. And he was looking at me and telling me that I was gonna be really, really tall and pretty strong. And it was like, I think basketball might be like a good choice for you to get into. And at first, I don't want to do it. I wanted to play soccer with my friend. So a couple of days goes, and I went to the practice, started practicing, and I just fell in love with the game. And then until that, I was like working all the time, watching videos, and I was like, my dream is to go to the NBA.
And I'm so fascinated because, I mean, the skills, the footwork of a boxer, the grace of a boxer, also the toughness, obviously. Did you find that transition, you know, basketball to soccer, ask Steve Nash, can be done, yes, right? But boxing to soccer, or boxing to basketball, it feels like there are some pretty common characteristics that transfer, am I right?
Exactly, that helped me a lot. If you see me on the court, I move my feet pretty fast, pretty well, and boxing skills helped me a lot on the basketball. You can see the same thing.
I suppose this is where I would ask a Draymond Green question, but I'm not going to. So, in 2012, you start playing with your first professional club.
Yes.
That is incredibly young. And I know that for those of us in the United States, to actually put our fingers on what we were doing when you were 16 at the time, correct?
Yes.
Talk to me about what about that experience playing professional basketball at age 16 in France. What were the biggest transitions for you?
So it's really different. In Europe, young players get money pretty soon. So I had to grow up a lot. I left my house, I was around 11. So when I was 11, I was already living by myself, coming to my house only on the weekend. So for me, I grew up pretty fast. And having a contract at 16, my mama was calling me all the time. My dad was around me, so they really taught me how to play at a high level, but how to be smart too, how to manage my money, how to do the stuff like a grown man. So it really taught me how to be a grown man really young.
You also earned one of my favorite nicknames in sports history, the Dancing Bear, which I think is both a compliment and really slick. Is there a way that we can start marketing that better? I think Dancing Bear memorabilia, I feel like that guy over there wearing the number 30 jersey would wear a Dancing Bear shirt. How did that happen? How did the Dancing Bear come about?
This is my assistant coach, Coach Shrewsbury. We were in the summer league, my first summer league with the Celtics. And he was saying that I was going pretty fast. I was running fast, moving my feet pretty fast, like I was dancing on the court. And when they looked at my body, he said, I looked like a bear too. So he called me the Dancing Bear. And then everybody started calling me like that the next day. So it's been pretty funny to me too.
That's awesome. Those nicknames stick too. You'll be,
yeah, I know.
You'll be in your 17th year. People will still be. Now, the run up to your draft is so much fun to think about because obviously you were one of the top international prospects. People had, I mean, all the draft heads had you going bottom of the first round, top of the second. Really, your ceiling would have been that 28, 29 range first round.
Yes.
And then Danny and some team in green from Boston decided to go Guerschon Yabusele, number 16 overall. Can you talk about when that experience for you, the lead up to the draft, and how you knew that the Celtics were going to make that selection?
So that was really, really amazing to me. I remember that night all the time. I was with my family, my closest friend. My agent was there. It was really like a big moment to me. And you know, usually in a draft, the first 15 choice, you kind of know who is it going to be. Mm-hmm. And a little bit before you pick, the team call your agent. You make like an agreement, and then you get picked. And for me, it was not even like that. The Celtics didn't even talk to my agent, didn't talk to nobody. So it was a big surprise. I remember at the pick 14, me and my agent going to the restroom, coming back with like the pick 16, like, you know, it was like, no, I'm going to be the end of the first round. We got the time.
Right.
And when I see those cameras coming in front of me, I just start shaking. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I was smiling the whole night. I remember like when I look at all the pictures, I got a big smile because I was just surprised. You know, it was really amazing. So I was so glad and happy that the Celtics picked me. And since that day, I was like, every time I'm going to step on the court, every time I'm going to wear the jersey, I got to give 100% because they gave me a big opportunity. They helped me a lot, me and my family. So I've always been like thankful for that. And every time I'm going to wear the jersey, I'm going to bleed green.
Gee, without mentioning other teams, and you're at the beginning of a very long NBA career, I want to ask how important fit is. Because you mentioned how thrilled you were that the Celtics selected you. And I suspect that that's not only because of the fantastic tradition, maybe the greatest in all of North American professional sports, but I suspect it's also because of the scheme, the coaches, the fit, the way that they are able to work with your talent and adapt to who you are as a player. Is that correct? Does fit matter that much for opportunity?
Yes. Boston Celtic is the amazing corporation through the players, through the coach, through the staff, the GMs, and everybody. It's to be part of this group. It's something unbelievable and amazing. So, you know, last year we had a lot of players in my post, so I had to go to the G League. But for me, it was always take that as a second chance to prove what I can bring on the team. The coach trusts me. He put me on some game a couple of times. I get some minute. I start some games. So, you know, you always have the chance to prove and show what you can do. And on the side, you got to come to the gym. You got to work every day. You got to prove them that you want to be there, and you're gonna do everything to be there. So you always have this chance to prove yourself.
Now, you mentioned the Summer League, and almost immediately after your draft, once the smile finally wore off, which I get the feeling it doesn't leave your face very often. You're having fun, and I love that about you and your game. For a boxer who's a dancing bear, you smile an awful lot. The Summer League assignment had to be that moment where, well, you get your first Celtics jersey, you're able to ball in the NBA for the first time. What about that Summer League experience was the most eye-opening for a guy who had already logged almost a decade's worth of professional basketball? What was it about that summer?
You know, you got that feeling when you get on a new team, you don't know how it's going to be.
Sure.
How the players, the coach, how they're going to treat you and stuff like that. But it's been really good. Yeah, we always next to good guys on the team. Mm-hmm. The Summer League team that I had, it was Terry Rozier, Jordan Mickey, you know, James Young. So a lot of great players, you know. So they all wanted to win. So to be around these guys, to learn next to them, and talk to the coach, Coach Shrewsbury, other coaches too, they were really close to us. So they're really doing everything to make it easy for us to be new on the team, make it easy for us to feel comfortable on the court. So everything, the whole process was amazing. Through the Summer League, to my first contract with them, it's been really amazing.
And because maybe of your fearlessness of travel, thinking back to when you left home at age 11, after the Summer League, you decide that Shanghai is a place where you can further sharpen your skills, and it worked. 2017, you with the Shanghai Sharks in China, you're an all-star. We got to see what felt like, as a guy who watches an awful lot of Celtics Summer League, I felt like the guy who you came back as was a more refined Guerschon Yabusele. How did that feel while it was happening in China? Were there a lot of trials to get through, or did it feel very natural?
It was not easy all the time because you know, it was a new culture. You know, you got to go to Chinese. You got most of the people don't speak English, so you know, you got to make a way for them to understand you. So I had to deal with all of that, but also be an import player. Which I got to score all the time. The ball's gonna be on my hand all the time, so I got to make a play. You know, I got to score. I got to do all this stuff, and still I got to think about when I'm gonna come back in the Celtics. You know, so you got all this stuff in your head, and it just motivates you every day. You know, and you just keep that. And when you come back in the Celtics and you have a chance, you got to show that all you've been working with the Shanghai Sharks and everything, that you have it, and you're a better player.
Now here's the part that I told you would come eventually. I only have 3 questions left for Guerschon. After this question, I'm going to ask which of you would like to ask your own question. At that time, you may raise your hand. One of the Hoop Hall staffers will come around and recognize you and put you in a line to our right, your left. So be thinking about that now, anyone who's ever wanted to ask Guerschon Yabusele a question. I'll ask for volunteers after this one. So let's talk about your NBA debut. It's October of 2017. Fresh off your all-star performance in China, you finally get to take the court against the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm seeing your eyes light up right now. That night will be forever etched in your mind, won't it? Can you tell us about the first time you take off the warm-ups and hit the court in an NBA game?
You know, you have a lot of feelings in you. You know, you're happy, you want to run, you want to jump, you want to do everything at the same time, and you're not scared. You know, it's a great fear that you have in you. And you really want to have it, you know, that shows you that you're ready to go on the court. So, you know, I was doing the warm-up like all the time, doing the same thing, be on the bench, encouraging my team on the court. And then when the coach calls your name, there you go. You got to do everything you be working on every day at the practice. So when I'm getting like my jersey, I'm just trying to, you know, not to be too excited, but have the good energy to put it on the good way, you know. So I don't want to do some stuff that I never did before. I just want to do the same thing that I'm doing, screening, popping, taking the shot when I'm hoping, you know. So, you know, I was just going through that and been pretty good, you know, for the first game. Coach was pretty happy about my performance. And after that, I know how it feels to be on the court. So next time, I'm going to be more and more comfortable, you know, have the same confidence and be on the court and be able to make some shots.
Who among you would love to ask Guerschon Yabusele a question? Raise your hand right now, and the Hoop Hall staff will recognize a handful of you and put you into that line. So at present, your Celtics. Can I say our Celtics for this moment? Can it be ours? Okay, our Celtics, the team that we're both on, are one of the most talked about teams in all of sports. With the re-addition of Gordon and Kyrie, you don't need me to go through, you know this. How difficult is it to maintain expectations inside of the locker room when I'm sure it's gotta be so easy to think about games 44 through 82 when you haven't even played game 1 yet? Is that difficult?
It is difficult. I cannot say it's easy. You know, as a basketball player, I love basketball, you know, so you always want to be on the court, get minutes, try to get some shot and doing everything, you know, have fun, especially when you're on the bench and you look the guys on the court having fun, you know. We had a pretty good run and, you know, play with Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, and, you know, all the superstars on the team has always been fun, you know. So, but I got to understand my role too, you know. I was a rookie coming into the league, didn't play a lot of games, so I was on the bench, just try to stay ready, take this first year as a learning year, you know, and try to be ready for this upcoming year right now, you know. So it was really tough at some point, you know, but I gotta keep my confidence, stay focused, and just get ready when the coach gonna call my name.
Now, Guerschon, my final question for you is this. You have seen the world, you've won championships, you have been playing professional basketball for over a decade. What is this moment like for you? Sitting in the Basketball Hall of Fame on center court, your first time in Springfield, talking to fans who've driven a long way to hear Guerschon Yabusele speak. What is this moment like for you?
It's a great feeling, you know. When I was a kid, like some of the kids here, you know, I never thought this would happen, you know. It was always been my dream, you know, to be part of a great team, you know. The Celtics is like, it's like a dream coming true, you know, like all the history and everything, sitting here with the Hall of Fame, you know. We have the best fan in the league, the Boston Celtics, you know, so it's really a great feeling. I'm really happy. I'm really thankful about everything, you know, and I just appreciate my time. Just try to be here, make my little way, try to be the best on the court, and just keep balling every day.
Ladies and gentlemen, Guerschon Yabusele.
Thank you.
Now, I didn't tell you this, G, but these are the hard questions. I don't know if you see that. Look at the dude in the front there. He is going to bring the fire. So let's get it rolling. For those of you going to ask a question, come on out for the first guy here. I only have 2 requests. 1, that you allow me to hold the mic, and 2, you introduce yourself to Mr. Yabusele before you... Oh, you going to take my seat? Look at this guy. Here, take it. Yeah, here. You know what? You can... Here. You know what? Here. You go ahead. You hold it. It's your mic.
Hi, I'm Nico, and I'm going to ask you if you've ever posterized someone.
Yes, I did a couple times. I got dunked on too a couple times, I got to tell the truth, but most of the time I dunk on people, yeah.
Do you know who?
Who? Who I can't tell. In the summer league, I dunk on 2 guys in the same action.
Cool.
Hey,
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. It's the first time anyone stole my seat. That's good. Here, come on out. He looks really comfortable asking questions, right? Wants my job. What's your name?
Bradley.
Good. You can tell Mr. Yabusele what your name is.
Hi, my name is Bradley.
Bradley, what's your question for Guerschon?
Are you nervous about this year?
Ooh, are you nervous about this year?
Not nervous, pretty exciting. Should be a good year. Hopefully we're gonna have everybody healthy, and we should have a great year. You know, I'm just ready for what's gonna happen.
Excellent. Thank you, Bradley.
Bye.
Thank you.
Great question. Thank you, Bradley. Hey, bud, how's it going?
Hi, my name is Jack. My question is, how different is the competition from China and then the NBA?
That's a good question. It's really different because, you know, it's 2 different leagues. You know, the level is pretty different. The speed of the game is really different, and my role into the team, it's really different, you know. So I had to adapt that. In China, I had more the ball. I was running a little bit more maybe, and in the NBA, it's really, really fast, you know. You're going to defend on some players like Stephen Curry, some like Kevin Durant, LeBron, and, you know, you got to be ready. And the physical is really different.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's got to be so hard, adjusting to your role. Sometimes within the month, right? You leave China, the ball's going through you, and then you come back and your role total. That's got to be so hard.
It is. It's really, like I'm saying, it's different. And, you know, you got to adapt your level. You got to adapt your role on the team that you're going to be, you know. Each team going to have a different role, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to fit on the team and just get more minutes.
That's really cool, G. Here, step on up.
How you doing, Guerschon? My name is Ed, big fan. My question to you is, what's the one skill you feel like you've been working on, whether it's just in practice or summer league, that you think you really need to bring to the table for the team this year?
The skill that I've been always working on has been my shot. My shot's been pretty good, and this upcoming year, I'm just trying to make more shot. Every time I'm going to be open, I want to make the shot, you know, and just keep building that. And then when people's going to realize that I can shoot, dribble and go to the rim and be able to finish to the rim, you know. So I'm just trying to work on these 2 things, and I think it's going to be the things that are going to give me more minutes, but also the skill to pass the ball pretty good, you know. See when somebody's open, when the help is going to come, and do all the stuff and be able to read the game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ed. How are you, sir?
Good, thank you. Hi, I'm Ken.
Hey.
I got a question. How do you feel facing LeBron?
Well, I think it was a lot of conversation on who was the best player in the league. But to play against LeBron, especially in the finals, you know, Eastern Conference final, it was my first final in the playoff, you know. It's been something amazing. He brings a lot to the table. He really carried the team, Cleveland, you know. So he bring them to the finals, bring him to the other finals too, and, you know, play against him is one of the greatest players in the league, you know. And what he brings in the court, it's just amazing. Like sitting on the bench, look at him in real life, what he can do, what he can bring, it's really amazing.
Do you think you got the World Championship this year?
Yeah, I gotta say yes, hopefully. We're gonna have a good team and, you know, we want it.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you so much.
All right, now I always save, I didn't tell you this, but I always save the hardest question for last. So don't worry about it. I was just joking.
My name is Joseph, and who is your rival in China?
My rival? You're the rival in China. So the team rival, it was Beijing. Stephen Marbury was playing over there, was another import player. That was really the team that before we got there with Jimmy Fredette, Shanghai Sharks couldn't win a game against them. And actually the year that we went there, we beat them one time, and it was really something amazing. Because of the history of Shanghai, they never really beat them, you know. So it was something amazing when we beat them, and everybody was happy, we cheer, and that was really the biggest rival.
Do you have any friends in China?
Yes, I still have contact with everybody on my team from China, contact with Jimmy Fredette, contact with my coaches, the staff, and yes.
Thanks, bud. You did not disappoint.
Thank you.
Chinese basketball questions. Guerschon, they're going to have to actually remove Steph Marbury from the court, aren't they? Like, they're going to have to be like, no, we're sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, one final round of applause for Guerschon Yabusele.
Thank you.